Welcome once again to an all new DTI Takeover show. As you know, we are here live in Jacksonville, Florida. Duval, shout out to Jacksonville, Florida, Power 904, Tori. Without you, we would possibly wouldn't be here in Jacksonville, Florida. So thank you, and big ups to Jacksonville, Florida. Once again, another dope show. We have a guest on the line with us today. She is not new to Total Entertainment Radio. However, we want her to introduce her to Jacksonville, Florida. She will tell you a little bit about herself and what she has going on. We have the owner of, and this is a subtitle of her business. It's not just for stoners, and she's going to elaborate on that for you. We have Miss Dorothy Dumas on the line with us. Hi, Miss Dorothy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Miss Dorothy, can you let Jacksonville, Florida know what it is you do and a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I recently wrote a book called Everything You've Always Wanted to Know About Cannabis, but we're afraid to ask. It's not just for stoners. I am a licensed realtor and also a lead inspector and risk assessor. So I do quite a few things actually.
You do. So, Miss Dumas, let's talk about your book.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that you want to know about cannabis, and it's not just for stoners.
Yes.
What is it? Why did you start? Why this book? Why did you write this book?
Well, I wrote that book because, well, cannabis is a booming industry, but in spite of the fact that it's booming, there's a lot of stigma still centered around cannabis. A lot of times when people think of cannabis, especially people that don't know anything about it, the first thing that comes to their mind is something crazy like what is that movie with Cheech and Chong?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Of stoners and people just sitting around getting high, blasted out of their mind, and non-productive members of society, and all the other negative stereotypes that come along with it. And I wrote the book to be informative, to help get rid of some of that stigma, and to share about the many medicinal benefits that cannabis has to offer.
Right. So, what is it? Could you talk to us about the stigma that you've learned that centers around cannabis?
Well, one of them was the first one I mentioned. That people always have this negative stereotype that people that are partakers of or partakers of cannabis, they don't work. They just sit around and get high all day, and they're just not productive.
Productive, right?
Yeah, and personally, I've come across people, doctors, lawyers, nurses, architects, teachers. So many people that are functioning members, successful people, members of society, and they take cannabis. Not everybody Not everybody uses cannabis just for the purpose of getting high. And I also, in the book, I share about some of the other ways you can consume it. There's more to smoking. There are teas, peanut butters, honeys, edibles, things of that nature. And another stigma that I wanted to get rid of, or help get rid of, be a part of that generation that helps get rid of, is that marijuana is not a gateway drug. I have not met anyone that said that their use of marijuana has led them to the use of something else, crack or meth, or not. And that may have happened to some people, but I personally have never met anybody that has led to that. So one of the myths that I'd like to destroy is that marijuana is a gateway drug. It's not.
Absolutely.
People that go on to use other drugs already have that predisposition anyway, and it has nothing to do with cannabis use.
Right. Absolutely. So what are some of the things that you use or you teach in your book that cannabis can be used for?
Oh gosh, so many different things. They have treatments for some diabetes patients, people that suffer from PTSD, people that suffer from Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, all types of treatments. Some people use it for pain. Some people use it for weight loss. Some people use it for weight gain, depending on the strain. But there are just so many different things that it can treat. It's just unbelievable. What got me started on the research was hearing a story about, have you ever heard the product? It's a CBD oil called Charlotte's Web.
No, not Charlotte's Web.
Well, Charlotte's Web is a CBD oil, and CBD oil is the part of cannabis that doesn't cause a high. But that product came about as a result of a mother with a daughter that had epilepsy, and her condition was so severe that she was having several hundred seizures a day.
Wow.
A day, and it was so bad that the doctors didn't know what else.
Do.
So someone recommended cannabis, and of course, a mother's natural reaction is, "I'm not going to give weed to my child."
Right.
And
Absolutely.
someone explained to her, it's like, no, there's more to cannabis. There's other aspects and components of cannabis that do not cause a high, and they have medicinal benefits. So after she had run out of all other ideas and resources and no other physicians could help her, she tried, she had her child try the CBD oil, and the seizures stopped. They didn't cut them in half. They cut them down to practically zero. From a day to practically nothing a day.
Wow.
Yep.
The CBD oil, was she, taking it in like
white
the mouth, or drops?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
From 100 to nothing just by a drop of a CBD oil.
Right.
That's amazing. That's very huge. What else is there, that someone that possibly didn't know about cannabis, the oil, that they could possibly learn from your book?
Well, something else, I'll share a little bit about my personal journey.
Okay.
In 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh,
and
wow.
The meds that they had me on gave me such severe side effects that I couldn't take it. It sent me into early menopause. It caused my periods to be so heavy. It was like a week's flow in one day, to where I couldn't even move. And it gave me sleep deprivation, because it caused me, the meds sent me into early menopause, which led to flashing every 30 minutes, 24 hours a day.
Wow.
So, and after 3 months of that and being sleep deprived, I was like, I can't do this. And I said, you know what? Let me try some. Well, I can't do weed. Nothing wrong with smoking weed, but this smoke is just not my thing. And someone said, oh, girl, there's all types of ways you can consume there's candies. And when I tried a piece of candy, that was the first time I had slept through the night in months. And I thought, okay, this is it for me. And then I really started researching. And that's how the book was birthed.
Wow. So your own, struggle that you were going through, it was offered to you, and never doing it before, whether, edible or smoking, you took the chance. You took that leap of faith. What was it for you that made you go ahead and say, all right, let me try this?
It was the side effects from the pharmaceuticals, because the problem with pharmaceuticals, it's like they'll cure you of one thing, but then give you something else. And another thing, that the meds that they had me on, when I started researching it, not only the symptoms that it gave me, the early menopause, the constant flashing, the sleeplessness, but when I read about some of the other effects, they said that it could cause cancer. While it could keep it from coming back in my breast, it could cause it to appear in another part of my body.
Right.
I said, yep. Nope. Not doing that.
Yes.
So I decided to stop taking it. So I did it.
Wow. And now, so how long has it been since?
Let's see, 2011. It's going on 11 years.
11 years. Look at God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And to birth something like this, so you can be able to help other women or other people, period, that, like you say, may have a bad outlook on cannabis, and you have a positive story behind, the use of cannabis because of how it helped you, and being able to, lend your story to everybody else, to let them know this can possibly help you too.
Yes, ma'am.
Just try it.
Yep.
Just try it. And it's not as bad as everybody makes it seem to be.
It's not. So, it's not at all.
Thank you so much. That is
cool. You are welcome. But part of that stigma, though, is that's something else that I talk about in the book. It's part of the government's fault, because the government has weed classified as a Schedule I drug. And a Schedule I drug, the definition of that is any drug that has no proof of any healing or any benefits, and that's not true. And
Right.
the other drugs that are in the Schedule 1 category is crack, heroin, crystal meth. Those are nothing like, they're not even remotely related to cannabis. So it should never have been a Schedule 1 drug, but it is,
Right.
and it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna go politic
Yeah,
way, because we
that's a
can
whole
really
other
dive
topic.
in as to why that is the case, but
Yes.
we're not gonna go there. We're gonna keep the focus on you, Ms. Dumas. So
Okay.
outside of your book, you said you have other things going on. So can you let Jacksonville, Florida know of the other services that you offer outside of your book?
Outside of my book, certified lead inspector and risk assessor, because lead is a major problem, especially in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a licensed realtor.
A licensed realtor.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Dumas, if anybody here in Jacksonville, Florida wishes to reach out to you to possibly purchase your book or
Yes.
get some information or use you as a resource, how would they go about getting in contact with you?
You can either email me. There are several ways. You can email me at Marie D, that's just like it sounds, MARIAD, at Incandescent Inc. That's INCANDESCENTINC.com. Or you can just go to my website, which is called notjustforstoners.org, and you can purchase directly from my website if you like.
All right, Ms.
Or from
Dumas,
Amazon.
or from Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon or directly from your website.
Yes.
Ms. Dumas, as always, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Jacksonville, Florida. I need you all to go and buy Ms. Dumas' book. Go to Amazon.com and search for her book. Ms. Dumas, can you throw out the title for them one more time?
Yes, everything you've always wanted to know about cannabis, but were afraid to ask. It's not just for stoners. If you're going to Barnes & Noble or Amazon, you may have to type that out, or you can just type my name as the author, D. Marie Dumas. But to make the process simpler, you can just go straight to my site and click on the button and buy it directly there. That's the simplest way.
The simplest way. And your website again, one more time?
Notjustforstoners.org.
Notjustforstoners.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Very simple. I need everybody to go check out Ms. Dumas' website. Go notjustforstoners.org. Go click on that button and purchase her book. Learn all you need to learn, as much as you can, in regards to this. The cannabis is not as bad as you think, and they do have healing properties in them, and she explains it all in her book.
Yes.
So go purchase her book today. Once again, Ms. Dumas, thank you so much for being on the DTI Takeover show.
Thank
it has
you.
been a true pleasure, and I look forward to interviewing you again within the next few months, so we can see what's new and what you have going on.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Everybody, tune into an all-new DTI Takeover show weekdays on Total Entertainment Radio, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. To listen, just click the TER radio button on our website, www.totalentradio.com. Thank you so much, and we're out. Bye, Ms. Dumas.
Bye-bye.